So you want to make sure that you also salt your water. Wetter? Oh my gosh, your water.
Bad luck, bad day. What should I do? Bad luck, bad day. What should I do? Bad luck, bad day.
Hey, so I don't know if you can see me or not, but I was just gonna say for this first dinner, it's very simple. I already made dinner for everybody else, and this is just for a couple people because not everybody likes it. It's very simple and healthy. I'm just going to be making some brown rice with some ground beef that was already cooked from the freezer. So I'm gonna be putting on my cast iron skillet along with some vegetables and some seasonings and just have it all together. And it's gonna be delicious and very simple and healthy. So let me show you how I do it. So I'm just gonna make a cup of rice because, like I said, it's only a cup of us eating. So, and it's gonna be too much, but we'll have it left over. It's fine. Oh my gosh! I just spilled the water everywhere. Just waiting for my rice to boil so I can cover it and cook it, and then I'll start my vegetables and meat on my cast iron skillet. Now what we really like to do is use our chicken stock and when we're making rice. However, we still need to cook our chicken and then make the stock, so we don't have that ready right now. So I'm just using water this time. So I'm just getting my cast iron skillet and I'm going to preheat it and melt some butter on it and heat up my vegetables and I already have a ground beef cooked. It's defrosted, but it was in the freezer, so it's already cooked. Just adding some salt and pepper. So now I'm just going to add some of my rice into my cast iron here. I'm just going to add a little bit of soy sauce. This is all I have is a little bit of soy sauce. And then I decided I want an egg to crack open on top of it with a runny egg. So I'm going to do that. That sounds really good. So I'm going to put what I want on my plate, and then I'm going to make my egg, and I'm so excited. It's going to be so delicious.
Did you get actual rice?
They didn't have them. I'm just trying to get the kind of these bits of food where I'm going to put my egg so that the egg does not stick to my cast iron skillet. I just want to say, by the way, I just tried this and it is ridiculously good. Very simple, very good. Definitely try that. I mean, it's nothing spectacular at all. So So obviously for this lazy lasagna, I'm just gonna start with a pot of water to boil it to cook my pasta. Now you can use any pasta. The one I'm using is rotini. You can literally use elbow spaghetti or whatever. And I'm actually gonna take the rest of this spaghetti we have in here and break that up and put it with it, so we can use that up. So you wanna make sure that you also salt your water. Wetter? Oh my gosh, your water. Oh my. After my pasta is done, according to the directions on my box, I will drain it and then I will move over to the table and show you exactly what I'm going to put in this. Also, I used 2 pounds of rotini and then that little bit of spaghetti. So that's probably, I'm making for several people, so it's probably about a 2 1/4 pounds of pasta. So I'm just using very basic ingredients. I'm going to use 2 cans of tomato sauce. And then I'm using about a 1/2 pound of ground beef. And then I'm going to add some cottage cheese. I probably will add all of it. I don't know. Or maybe not. Let's see how much that is. Okay, so I had anywhere from a half to a whole container, depending on your preference of how much cottage cheese you actually want in here. I will do about 3/4. And then I'm just gonna add about 4 ounces of shredded cheese and then some onion powder, garlic powder, Italian oregano, and salt and pepper. I'm only going to add about, I don't know, 1/2 teaspoon to a teaspoon of onion powder. Ish. A teaspoon or so of garlic powder, and then oregano or Italian. Have your oven preheated because I'm just going to heat it through and put cheese on top to melt that too. I'm going to have it on 350, but I'm only going to keep it in there, I don't know, maybe not that long, because most of the ingredients are hot except for the cheese. Maybe 15 to 20 minutes. I'm gonna be making some chili with some hot dogs and some homemade buns, so chili dogs basically, but I need to make my beans still, so I have these red beans, and I'm just going to make them in my Dutch oven. So first I'm gonna measure them a little bit, and then rinse and sort them. I'm just using a little mason jar. Because they usually make a lot, and then we can freeze them, the ones that we don't use tonight. Rinse and sort these, and then obviously, like I said, I'm just gonna freeze whatever we have left over. So I have them ready for next time, and then I'm going to use my Dutch oven here and cook them in the oven. I have my oven preheated to 325. And I'm just gonna fill it with water about 1 inch above the beans. Okay, then I'm gonna add some salt and then put it in my preheated 325-degree oven for an hour and 20 minutes or hour and a half, something like that. The lid on. A little bit of beans left, so I'm just going to store them in this little jar. Now I'm just going to start making some homemade hot dog buns. So in the bowl, I'm going to add a cup of warm water and then a tablespoon of yeast. And I'm just going to mix it in and let it sit here for a few minutes. Next, I'm going to add 1/4 of a cup of sugar, teaspoon of salt, and 1/4 of a cup of butter, and 1 egg, and I'm gonna start adding my flour, and it's a total of approximately 4 cups of flour. And that was a melted 1/4 of a cup of butter. And then an egg. Start gradually adding my 4 cups of flour-ish. My dough all done, so I covered it with a towel, and I'm going to let it sit in a warm place for about an hour before I start shaping the hot dog buns. And I have it by, we have some chicken going over there in the crock pot. I'm going to put it over there by that because that'll make it a little bit warmer. So that'll work out good. I'm going to come over to my oven so I can check on my beans. It's been just over an hour. Looking pretty good. Okay, so it's been about an hour. I'm going to check my dough. Has risen significantly, so I'm going to punch it down and then divide it in 10 like logs, and then I'm going to put it on my parchment lined pan. Ooh, and it feels so good. It feels so good. Oh, this is good dough. Okay. So after I put them on here, I put a towel over them and let them rise again for about 30 minutes. If they fit on my pan. Which I don't know if they're going to. Put them this way. I'm just putting I'm leaving all those beans, and I'm going to use all those beans, so about a pound of cooked ground beef. And tomato sauce, and I keep it very simple because most people here do not want chunks of tomato or any chunks of any other kind of vegetable. Sometimes I put corn in there, but I'm going to put taco seasoning, a ranch packet, and some more chili powder. Is that it? I don't know. I like sour cream on mine, and you can put green onions or anything like that, but mix the can with a little bit of water to get it all out. Taco seasoning. Then I like to add a bit more chili powder, like I already said. And then I'm still waiting on my buns to rise, and then I'll be putting those in the oven. I gotta make the hot dogs too. What I'm going to do is I have it on medium high. I'm just going to let it bubble for a couple of minutes and then turn it down to low for as long as I have, which, I don't know, it depends on the hot dog buns and the hot dogs. So on my preheated cast iron skillet, I'm just gonna throw some hot dogs on there. You want to preheat it so that they don't stick with the cast iron. In the oven I have my hot dog buns rising. They look pretty good, so I gotta put the temperature up so then I can bake them. To a bowl, I'm going to add an egg and a teaspoon of water to make an egg wash for the top of the buns before I put them in my 375 degree preheated oven. Come on, crack. So, and it's 375 for approximately 13 to 15 minutes. Here's the chili, and then I will show you the chili dogs and the homemade hot dog buns. And you can add tomatoes, green onions, cheese, oyster crackers, all of the above. Yum! You should really try this recipe. They're delicious, and we will have it all linked in the description box below.